You're listening to the Talk Box Sign. You're listening to the Talk Box. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, you're listening to the Talk Box Sign. You're listening to the Talk Box. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Rise and shine. You know what we say here on the Talk Box? Every day above ground is a good day. And we have another day to get some things right that we didn't have quite right on yesterday. So again, thank you for coming on this morning. It is not only Marvelous Monday, it is Magnificent Monday. Why? Because we in the land of the living. We're on top of the dirt, and the dirt is not on top of us. So it's your girl, Sonia G, here on the Talk Box. Y'all know what I say. I'm a Baptist preacher. I need you to talk back to me. Let me know you're in the place today, and we are going to get started. It's a great day. We're beginning our week off right because we are on a journey to abundant living. So today's episode is even when you lose, you win. You know, when we belong to Christ, he said that we are a new creation. All old things passed away, everything become new. So my thing to you guys is, if you feeling like a loser this morning, good morning, Barefoot, good morning. If you are feeling like a loser this morning, if you're feeling like everything is going wrong for you, if you're feeling like that you are just downtrodden, that you don't even know which way is up, I want to remind you that today is still a good day. Why? Because God is the author and the finisher of our faith. So it doesn't matter what's going on, because even when you lose, you win. I'm telling you, we are more than conquerors. We are victorious. So I was speaking to a good friend of mine over the weekend, and she was just down and out. And she was actually talking about suicide. And I said, why would you do that? That is allowing the enemy to win. But today, we know who we are and whose we are. So when we know those things, then we know that even when we lose, we win. What are you talking about, Minister Sonia? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm talking about when you lose a loved one, when you lose a mate, when you lose a significant other, when you feel like you're losing raising your children, when you feel like that you've lost because you lost a job. What if your house went in foreclosure? They took your house, your car broke down, whatever the case is. Even when you lose, you win. Why do you win? You win because that means that God has something greater in store for you, because his word says that all things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. So I just want to know if there's anybody on the line today that love their creator. Is there anybody on the line today that is trusting God to make that thing all right? Now, sometimes the blessing comes in a different package than we want it to come in, because we wanted him to save our loved one who was dying of cancer. We wanted God to heal them, and then they go on to be in glory, and we think that they didn't get healed. Yes, they did. They got their healing. They got their healing on that side of the river. So they still got their healing. So even when we lose a loved one to death, God is still working that thing out for your good. Even if we lose a loved one to divorce, God is still working that thing out for your good. So if you love God on today, and you're going through a storm and your house is on fire, you need to tell the devil, even though it looked like I'm losing, I know that I'm winning. Why? Because again, all things is working together for my good. See, sometimes when we're going through a storm and we feel like that we've lost everything, we've lost our jobs. They came in, you were doing the best that you could, and you was giving it your all, and you was going to work on time, and you was going over and beyond what your boss was asking you to do. But then they came in and gave you a pink slip and told you that your services were no longer needed. Well, God told me to tell you on today that even though you lost that job, you are still winning. You're winning because God is trying to elevate you to another position. Somebody say elevate. I tell you all the time, I tell myself, a lot of times God is separating us just to elevate us. We're just going through this journey on our way to abundant living, but there's still a process that we have to go through. So we're going to lose some things along the way. We're going to lose some folk along the way. But again, all things work together for our good. Is there anybody on the live that love God? I don't know about you, but as long as you loving on God, you already know that he's loving on you. He said, don't even worry about it. See, sometimes we get thrown off. We get thrown off because of life situations and circumstances, and we forget that he said that he would never leave us nor forsake us, and we allow the situation and circumstance to cloud our judgment. But the truth of the matter is this: God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. If you are in a situation right now where somebody has walked out on you, if you're in a situation right now where things ain't lining up the way that you want them to line up, I want you to know that Jeremiah 29:11 has a word for you that says that God has a plan for you, a plan to prosper you, not to harm you, a plan of a hope and a future. So even if it's looking dark right now, I'm telling you, even if you're crying right now, you know that the word says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Your joy is on the way. But let me stop and put a pin right here. Let me tell you what will slow down your joy coming in the morning. Let me tell you what'll slow down your morning. Because joy is coming in the morning because his word says so. But this is what will slow down your morning. The sun is trying to rise in your life, but what'll slow down your morning so that the weeping can stop is your attitude. See, regardless of what is going on in your life, you need to have an attitude of gratitude. You do know and understand that there's always somebody worse off than yourself. There's always somebody that has a better sense of misery than you. So what slows down our morning? Because again, we said weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And what slows our morning down is our negativity. There's life and death is in the there's power of life and death in your tongue, and your morning is coming slower than it need to because you refuse to put a positive word on that thing. You refuse to put faith on your situation instead of fear. You refuse to speak life into that situation. You have the ability and the authority to live an abundant life. An abundant life begins with you speaking life into that situation. You have that authority. So that is what will slow down your morning. That's what will keep you stuck. That's what will keep you looking at the glass as half empty instead of you looking at that glass half full. It's all about our faith walk. So how are you walking today? Let me just take a moment out to speak to everybody. Barefoot, it's good to see you this morning. Teresa, it's good to see you. Mutt, it's so good to see you. Everybody who's on the live, make sure that you commenting. I want to know that you're in the room today. Make sure that you take a moment to share the live. I have a small clip for the upcoming episode with Pastor Tyree. Woo, Pastor Michael Tyree is going to be dropping on the podcast on Thursday. So let me show that clip. Let's see.
You know, the greater the test, the greater the promotion. The greater the struggle, come on, the greater the blessing is going to be in our lives. God is up to something. You know, the test is very vital. The test is very vital. It's very important because it also, it shows us the level of faith that we have, but it also proves that God is faithful. God is faithful. Come on.
Hey, you guys, it's Sonia G here on.
You know, the greater the test, the greater the promotion. The struggle, come on, the greater the blessing is going to be in our lives. God is up to something. You know, the test is very vital. The test is very vital. It's very important because it also, it shows us the level of faith that we have, but it also proves that God is faithful. God is faithful. Come on.
Hey, you guys, it's Sonia G here on the remainder of this episode. Make sure that you click the link in the description. And also, listen, make sure you check this out. Amazing faith. That's what Pastor Tyree is going to be talking about on the podcast on Thursday. So y'all don't need to miss that episode. You're going to have to check that out on YouTube to get the remainder of that. But amazing faith. Did you hear what he said? He said, the greater the test, the bigger the promotion. God is trying to promote you into a higher position. You see, that job that you was on that has dried up, it's just like Elijah when he was in his wilderness spot, and the ravens would come and feed him every morning, and Elijah was sitting by the brook, and so every morning the ravens would come and feed him his food, and he was sitting by the brook up under a tree just chilling. But then one day the brook dried up. Sometimes God is drying up your brook to get you to move. Lord have mercy, because you've been stuck too long. Some folk that's been talking about you, and you still trying to fit in that clique that you're not supposed to be in the first place. Some people that you are in constant conflict with is the people that God wants to separate you from. So I'm telling you, your brook has dried up. It's time to move. Somebody say the brook has dried up. When your brook dry up, you know what the brook represented with Elijah? The brook represented his resource. So when the resources dry up, that don't mean that God done forgot about you. He just done move your resources to another address. Lord have mercy. He's trying to elevate you. So he has to separate you from some people, some places, and some things. Good morning, Tony. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Tony said the brook has dried up. Has anybody's brook, even if your brook is flowing right now, even if everything around you is flowing like milk and honey, the promised land, has your brook ever dried up on you? I don't know about you, but I've had some brooks to dry up in my lifetime. And the longer I sat there with that brook dried up, the longer I started being deprived, the longer I start shriveling up, the longer I sat there, the worse off I got when that brook had dried up. But when you realize that when the brook dries up, then it's time for you to move. Somebody say move. Because when your brook dry up, you need to know and understand that even though that brook has dried up and it makes you feel like you're losing, you're still winning if you're tied up, tangled up, wrapped up in God. Because you might have to lose some things along the way. You might have to lose some people along the way. But when God is the author and the finisher of your faith, then you know that you still win. Somebody say, I'm a winner today. I don't know about you, but I'm a winner today. I'm a winner not because I'm all that and a bag of chips, but because I belong to the Most High. And because his word is true, I don't have to grow weary in my well-doing, because in due season I shall reap, because I refuse to faint. Anybody refuse to faint today? Anybody realize that even though it looked like you're losing, it looks like you're losing once again because you lost that job, because you lost that wife, because you lost that husband, because you lost that house, because you lost that friend. But I'm here to tell you that even when you lose, you win. Somebody need to say it. Somebody need to say it this morning. Even when I lose, I win. That's why folk think that we're cocky. But we need to let them know I ain't cocky, but I'm confident. I'm not even confident in myself. I'm darn sure ain't confident in you, but I am confident in God. Why? Because he is a way maker. He is a heart fixer. You know, when folk walk out on us and we feel like we're not fit for nothing, we feel like that we're not able to be loved, we feel like that we just have lost everything, but all we got to do is tap into our creator, because our creator said, I'll regulate your mind. I'll fix your heart. I know that your heart is broken, but you know what? I came so that I could heal the brokenhearted and to set the captives free. Anybody want to be free today? Anybody want to elevate today, even though you're in the midst of the storm? And just in case somebody new is coming on right now in this moment, I need to remind you that the Bible says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. But what's going on is God is trying to bring us into our joy. God is trying to bring us into the morning, but we keep doing stuff that hinders our morning from coming to pass. Again, your speech will hinder your morning from coming to pass. Instead of you speaking positive on that thing, instead of you saying, I know that God got me, instead of you saying that the storm is almost over, you get to talking about, well, I guess it just is what it is. I guess that it ain't gonna get no better. I guess ain't nobody ever gonna love me. Well, baby, your speech is keeping your morning from coming because there is power in your tongue. So you need to start speaking to that mountain, and that mountain will move, because God said, again, I told you on Friday, God said, if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, then you can say to that mountain, be thou removed, and that mountain will get up and throw itself into the sea. So when God says weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, he's telling you, don't fret. Don't let them see you sweat. And let them know that God said that he'll give me peace that surpasses all understanding. So even when I don't understand what's going on with me, even when I don't understand what's going on with you, I know that God will give me peace because he is Jehovah Shalom. So even when you lose, you win. If you lose a job, if you lose a person, if you lose a loved one, if you lose your sense of direction, even when you lose your sense of direction, what God was sharing with me is, even when you lose your sense of direction, all that is God is trying to lead you down another path. So go ahead and celebrate. Anybody want to celebrate this morning? Celebrate that God is still in control. He's still sitting on the throne. He still got your best interest at heart. It is your faith. I'm telling you, God will use whatever he has to in order to mold you into the man or the woman of God that he already called and ordained you to be. Oh, that's good right there. Can I get an amen from the amen corner? Even when you lose, you win. I want y'all to make sure on Thursday that y'all go to my YouTube channel and you see my episode with Pastor Michael Tyree. He has a new book coming out called Amazing Faith, and I interviewed him on that. And then also this week we'll be dropping some more episodes, y'all. I have sat down with some amazing folk, and sometimes, we are overcome by our testimonies. So when you have a testimony, don't you let the devil shut you up. Don't you let him put guilt and shame in you, because you didn't get saved for yourself. You got saved for others. Even your struggle that you're going through, it's not just for you, baby. It's for somebody else who don't have the strength that you have. They need to see somebody with strength going through their same situation, their same issue, their same circumstance. And they need to see you go through with God, because with God, all things are possible. He has made us more than conquerors. He said that greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. He said that we are victorious on today. So even when you lose, you win. I need you to write that in the comment section, because it's something about writing things down. That's in the word too. Write the vision, make it plain. Though it tarry, that means though it might take a little while, though it tarry, you wait for it, because it shall speak and not lie, it shall come to pass. So if you're going through a storm today, I double dare you. I triple dare you, as the kids say. I triple dare you to write down the solution. I triple dare you to write it down and make it plain. If you're going through something, you need healing right now, I triple dare you to write down, I am healed by Jehovah Rapha, the God that's never lost a patient, the doctor that's never lost a patient. I double dare you to write down that I'm more than a conqueror. I double dare you to write it down. Why? Because when it's something about writing that thing down that makes that thing come to pass. Because the word says, write the vision, make it plain. What's your vision today? What is it that you need to be healed from? What is it that you need deliverance from? I double dare you to write it down and watch God work on your behalf. He has great things in store for you. But it's a process. Now, let me tell you, let me just go on and tell you, I don't want you mad at me if you write it down and then it come to pass and it comes to you in a different package. Because sometimes God will bless you in a different package than what you want to have. You know, some of y'all who's looking for husbands and looking for wives, and you done told God, I want me a 6'2" man, built 6 figures. He need to be making 6 figures, and he need this and he need that. He need to be that. And then God sends you the ideal man for you. Why? Because God knows what you need when you need it. And then it comes in a different package. And then you try to throw it out. Baby, you cannot get anything better than what God has for you. So don't get mad at Minister Sonia when you write that thing down and it comes in a different package. Somebody say it's just, sometimes it's a different package. But as long as it's in God's package, I'll take anything in God's package any day. So God is trying to tell you in your situation and circumstance that even when you lose, you win. Do you believe that today? Do you believe that today? Good morning, Wilhelmina. How are you? Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Nay. It's good to see you guys on today. I want to remind you on Thursday, Pastor Tyree is going to be on, and on tomorrow evening on the podcast, Barefoot is coming on. I interviewed a young lady the other day, and she had been in an 11-year abusive relationship, but she got out. And so that's going to be coming on today at 6 p.m., but you're going to have to catch that one over on the podcast, on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you tune in. And anytime you miss an episode, whether you miss one of the lives from 8 to 8:30 or one of the podcasts that drops on Monday at 6 p.m. and Thursday at 6 p.m., you can always subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch every episode, because this is our journey to abundant living. Okay, you guys? So I hope and pray that I've said something to help you along life's journey this morning. Remember, it's not just Marvelous Monday, it's Magnificent Monday. Why? Because we're on top of the dirt and the dirt ain't on top of us. That is something. That means that we have another day, another opportunity to get some things right that we didn't have quite right on yesterday. It's your girl, Sonia G, here on the Talk Box. I'll see you in the morning, same place, same time. Have a great day.
Let's talk about it.